Hi, Albion. I am here, believe it or not, for our first preseason interview of this year, finally. I'm here with men's and women's swimming and diving head coach. Wow, that's a mouthful. Nick Stone. Nick, thanks for joining me today. You are in your third year.
Yes.
Now, we gotta address the elephant in the room first and foremost. Obviously with COVID, I've had to make some adjustments with practice and workouts. Talk about how not just you and your coaching staff, but your teams have had to adjust this fall.
Yeah, the big concern was just with our restrictions due to capacity for the pool deck, the pool area itself. And so we've had to cut down from doing double workouts to just doing singles. And with the capacity in the weight rooms, our teams have had to lift on their own because we can't lift as a group. So that was kind of like the big overall structural changes of the fall season, which we got to be able to just practice and do a couple inter-squad meets. But then the team themselves, obviously they had a lot to adjust to with classes being online and in person or a flex. So they did an awesome job though, and came in, they got into shape and they were working hard at what they needed to do. And if we were shut down due to something with the athletic department and COVID, like we were doing dry lands and everything too, and they did a good job with it. So looking forward to having them back this weekend.
Awesome, excited about that. On the men's side, you guys are the two-time defending MLAAA champions. Congratulations, there's a nice new shiny banner in the pool. You are going for your fourth title in the past 5 years. So just talk about your returners and what they bring to the table.
Yeah, so we graduated a good core group, but we returned a lot of points. Our freshman class last year were the highest scoring class out of all the MIAA schools in classes. And so they all return, and so we're super excited about that. We have some event champions returning, a lot of all MIAA selections, and school record holders coming back, and so we're gonna get to see them shine and kind of see how they can produce results in 6 weeks. So.
And just to kind of dive more into that, your strengths, both individual events and some relay events.
Yeah, so our medley relays are always a strong suit for us. We're a very stroke-heavy team when it comes to the IMs and the 200s of stroke as well. We're generally very strong in those events, and we have some guys that are very quick in the hundreds. And then our mid-distance freestyle group is also very strong. So across the board, we look really good to be able to kind of use our depth in a lot of areas that other schools might not be able to have.
Now, same thing looking at the women's side. You guys finished third last year, and you're really not too far off. The top three teams all scored in the 800s. So it's a very competitive, top-heavy. Kind of talk about your returners and same thing, your strengths on the women's side.
Yeah, so last year the top three teams were within 50 points of each other, and that was the most points we ever scored in school history. And so we did graduate some heavy hitters for us last year, but we brought in a couple of good sprinters. We have a transfer coming in from Northern Michigan who is primed to win 2, if not 3 individual races, and so that'll add to our relay depth as well. And so our sprint relays have always been kind of like a shining point for us, but we also have some really good 200 swimmers that make our 800 relay very strong as well. When it comes down to it, it's going to be us, Hope, and Calvin again, battling for that, and so we're hoping to make some ground up in different areas and be able to capitalize on relays and everything too.
A lot of exciting youth, both sides, love that. I'm excited. You guys have 2 weeks from your first practice to your first meet, and it's after a long, pretty extensive break, you know, with us shutting down a little earlier and the extended breaks of COVID. So kind of talk about your mindset heading into that.
My mindset is focused on MIAAs at the end of February and the beginning of March. The meets are great racing opportunities for us to get to see where we're at, but it's really just opportunities in a practice in my mind. Figuring out, because our format for the meet has changed, some kids are not going to be able to swim events they normally swim in, so we're going to have to try different events for different swimmers, and our 2 dual meets will be, or tri meets will be great opportunities to try different events. And we're just focusing on getting them back into shape. And that first meet, we're going to be rusty, no doubt at all. But we've done team drylands over the break, and a lot of them have been swimming and doing lifting on their own too. So I think we might be able to come back in better shape than we might expect.
That's good. That's good. But just to kind of get to know you better, because you're more than just the swimming and diving coach, but you are part of the newly formed Albion Athletics Diversity, Equity, and Inclusion Committee. We both are actually, but kind of talk about what that means to you and what that group can really help you do.
Yeah, to me, the opportunity when it came up, I think as a member of the LGBTQ community, it's great to kind of get issues and topics that aren't normally addressed out in amongst the athletes in the athletic department. I mean, we're such a huge percentage of the college campus that if we're able to speak of these topics, it'll expand out into the rest of the campus as well, and things will be able to, conversations will be able to be had, and those tough discussions that normally don't get talked about will get talked about, and giving the kids the tools to be able to have those conversations. I think it's big, especially with our political climate as it is today. Like, it's even more important to kind of challenge our beliefs and be able to expand out and kind of see where things might be able to change for us down the way.
Love that. Now, the last thing, I can't get away without bringing up America's new team, the Cleveland Browns. But your NFL team that you follow from your time in New York, the Buffalo Bills,
Yep.
also having a great year. So this weekend, this is going to be published a week from today, which is awesome because
Yep.
then we're going to look back at this and laugh if we were right or wrong. So this weekend, do your Bills win?
Go Bills, they'll always win.
Absolutely. And
Yeah.
I'm going to say the Browns are going to win, and we'll play each other the following week.
Good
Let's
to know.
hope. We're going to cross our
Yes.
fingers. All right. Albion College men's and women's swimming and diving opens their season on Saturday, January 30th. Both teams will be at Calvin. So, Nick, thanks for joining me.
Thank you.
All right, and good luck this year.
Thank you.